Hey, y'all, we're a little late today. How's everybody doing?
Hello, hello. Okay, I have a visitor. I have
Hey,
a,
Brady.
but he has yogurt and snot and all the things right now on his face because he just got done eating.
Hey,
Say good morning.
good morning. This is our Norm. You guys, he's always interrupting us during our sessions, but it's okay. Right,
Can
Ray.
I have that?
No, no, no.
Oh my gosh. Can I have that AirPod?
No, no, no.
Thank you. Can I have this?
No, no.
Okay, go see daddy, please.
Da, da,
Go, go,
da.
go. Oh my gosh, sorry about that, you guys. Yeah, that's real life right there. So, welcome to our show, though. Back again
Yes,
with
I
another
know.
live in
Biscuit
the
and gravy in
morning.
the morning.
Let's
What's
go.
good? What's good? Today we're actually talking about fall tips on snacking, heading into the holiday season, and we're actually going to be making snacks. That is why I am in my kitchen right now. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see everything we have going on. I'm actually tweeting out right now, Bree. So tell everybody a little bit about who we are.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So, just like Steph said, biscuit and gravy in the morning. So, I am Brianna Butler, the registered dietitian, former professional athlete, the gravy part of biscuit and gravy. Um, and Steph is our fellow foodie and does everything so much for Top Portions. We're co owners of the company. And we're bringing you this show. We're bringing it every Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to put it in your calendars to keep track with us. If you missed it, go back to episode number 1. We talked about why our show is called The Biscuit and Gravy. So definitely go check that out. It's very, very good. But before we even get into stuff, obviously we have some questions for y'all because today we're going to
Yes.
be, talking about like swaps, like fall swaps and like snacking and all that. What are your favorite snack swaps?
We
So
need
I
to
don't
know.
know. Tell
Bree,
us.
what are your favorite snack swaps? Because I feel like that's what everybody always wants to know. If you follow me, you know exactly what mine is. Because there's one thing that I always have to have on a daily basis. What do you think
So
it is?
for me, it's really hard to answer this question. I'm going to play devil's advocate and say I don't have swaps.
What?
Okay, just hear me out.
Don't lie to the
So
people.
I really okay. There's this one time when I tried to swap my favorite Reese's peanut butter cups. I tried to, I was like, all
Tried,
right,
you attempted.
I was strolling through Sprouts and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, they don't sell Reese's peanut butter cups at Sprouts, okay,
Yeah.
clearly. And so they had like some brand. I'm not going to call it a knockoff, but it was knockoff. Okay. So I was like, let me try it. Grabbed it, got a couple versions because they had like a dark chocolate one and a milk chocolate one.
Yeah.
Put in my cart. And so if you know me, you know how much I love Reese's. So I didn't even get to the house. Like I pulled out the cups in the car because I was that thrilled to try the swap. Oh my god, it did not taste good. I was so mad.
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
hot.
Come
I was
on,
hot.
Bree.
So
Come
that's
on,
that.
Bree.
What about you, Steph? What is your favorite snack swap?
Okay, guys. So I consider lattes a snack, right? Um, and if you know me, you know that I have to have I need my coffee or my matcha every day at some point in time. Most of the time, I get it in the morning after workouts. But there is so Starbucks. We're just gonna throw it out there because we all drink Starbucks. Starbucks has a pumpkin spice latte and their caramel macchiato. And obviously the original with the sugar and the whipped cream and the milk, the whole milk and everything like that. There's nothing wrong with it if you're not drinking it every day. No, me, I would drink it every day. So I swap out I do what, light caramel and swap out the vanilla for the sugar-free vanilla and use some stevia in there. Like I swap out the ingredients. And we talk a little bit about it in the new blog, 4 tips to fall snacking. And we talk about a few swaps for your pumpkin spice lattes. I think it's great. It tastes great to me. There's so many. I've swapped out the caramel macchiato. I've swapped out the pumpkin spice latte. I've swapped out the brown sugar. I think it's like a brown sugar latte or something like that. So that's mine. Those are my swaps. Everything else, I don't know. Some things are just non-negotiable.
So y'all basically just realized that she has no shame in the amount of money that she gives to Starbucks every year.
I think there's like currently like $50 on my account right now. Like, no, there's no
Rewards.
shame at all. Like, not at all. Not at all.
That's
I'm trying to
awesome.
see, do we have any comments? Let me see. Let me see, you guys. So we're testing out me being in the kitchen because normally this is how things work. The recipes come to me after they've been worked out, and I'm in my kitchen looking crazy like I do right now, and I'm like trying to put everything together. So this is our norm. We wanted to, like we said at the beginning, we are going to be very authentic with you guys and truthful on how things go in Power Portions. So,
And
okay, I
thus
don't
far,
see
y'all
any
seen
questions.
kids, y'all seen our Starbucks
Right?
orders. I don't know what's left.
Nothing.
Okay.
I think that's it as of right now. Okay, we don't have any questions, so let's kind of dive into our topic for today. And we're going to be teaching you the ins and outs about snacking, if you should have them, when you should have them, how to utilize them, and how to strategically use them for your day and your body if you're in performance. So that's been the topic all month. We're going to keep it going. I think we have one more week of this topic. But that's kind of what we will be touching on today, more in depth about actual snacks, kind of how we make them. We've dropped some recipes on our Instagram, and we have an amazing blog as well. Um, so, like Bree said at the beginning, I am Stephanie. I am the foodie. I am in the kitchen right now. Something different, a little something different, shake things up. This is Bree over here. I'm getting it now. It's opposites on my left. We are sisters. We are retired professional athletes. She is the head dietitian. We started this company a while ago, and we're just chopping away, building. Now we have performance and general wellness. So we are really excited about that, and we have just started this live stream with you guys a couple of weeks ago. So we're excited to bring you guys more topics and everything like that underneath our brand and continue to talk about snacks this month. And next month, we have something different for you guys. So let's see, what else do we have? We got another question. What snacks do you enjoy making at home? Bree, what are your favorite snacks? Because with having kids, you got to make the snack. You got to make all the snacks. I've noticed that.
That's true. That is true because sometimes you just don't want to buy it. And sometimes you have a bunch of stuff in the fridge and you just want to throw something together. So I would say for me, like my favorite and quickest go-to snack is like a charcuterie type board or like a
Mm,
snacking board. So kind
yes.
of like um with the hummus and the vegetables and cheese. I always have cheese on there. Why? Because my toddler, like, you would think his middle name is Cheese. He literally wakes up and is like, Mommy, can I have cheese? Oh my God, y'all. So
Hmm.
I always have cheese, vegetables, some sort of fruit on there, some nuts and seeds, and definitely hummus for dipping.
Yeah.
Or I might have some ranch. It depends on the day, but it's what they call a charcuterie board. I think I have
Yeah.
that down pat now.
Charcuterie.
But charcuterie. So, or crudité, whatever, I don't know, whatever
Crudité.
they call it.
Crudité.
But what about you, Steph? What is your like go-to snack to make at home?
So me and my nephew get along very well. When we snack very well, and we know each other. We understand each other because it's something about cheese. I literally had this snack yesterday. So I had some grapes, and I had some smoked Gouda and some cracked pepper cashews. Like that's my thing. And I'm now trying out these apple crisp. So Francine, another one of our dietitians, hey girl, if you're on here, we might see her on Instagram. Shout out to Francine, she's amazing. Um, she put together like 3 recipes, and it's fall. We're introducing pumpkin. I've never had pumpkin hummus, so I am about to try that. I have that over here queued up. We have our energy balls. This is a different recipe from the energy balls that we have. So I'm excited to try that. And then some apple crisp. So I love chips. Like it's one of the things that, and we'll talk about later, that are kind of non-negotiable. Brie has weaned me off the hot Cheetos, so I don't eat those, but I do eat like the spicy. I think it's like the spicy veggie straws or something like that. So that's kind of a swap, somewhat. It's still fried, but chips. So we'll try out all of these good snacks today.
Yeah, no, that sounds delicious. And I really wish I was there to taste test these snacks because I'm always the one in the kitchen with my kids. So I'm never able to eat snacks that I make.
Yeah, they literally eat them all.
Like the little hands just and then it's gone. So I wish I was there to enjoy that with you.
It's all good. Okay. Let's see. Let's tap into our discussion today. Um, Hold on, y'all. We got a little mix up over here. Fall snack swaps and mindful snacking tips. Should we be swapping our snacks? Let us know how you feel about that, Brie.
So, um, okay. Something you guys will hear me say a lot is it's optional. So I am 100% behind swapping snacks if you want to. Okay, so we'll dive into that. Like as Steph is making some of the snacks that she's going to present to you guys today, I'll give some tips and kind of interject
Yeah.
in regard to swaps and why they can be helpful. And so, but you don't have to. This is my little secret. You don't have to swap all the time. Okay,
That's
so
what I hang my hat on right there. That's my quote. I'm
and we
tweeting that in a
will
second.
right with the little hands. So we don't have to swap the snacks all the time. And we'll dive into that as well as like how to navigate snacking. Even if you're swapping or not swapping or whatever, how to do it mindfully. Okay, so long story short, you do not have to swap if you don't want to, but it can be helpful in a lot of ways. So it's optional, but swapping if you do swap, it can help you stay on track with your health journey. If you don't swap, there are ways to enjoy the foods that you love and still stay on your health journey. So that's why I say it's optional. But before I get into like why swaps can help. Tell us what you got. Tell us about the first recipe that you're going to share with the people because I know that's really what they're here for. It's like the actual swaps.
Yeah, I'm
So
really
give us
trying to
something.
get it together over here. Like, let me try to move some things. Okay, because I was making a reel earlier, and y'all will see it later. So don't hate on me. Let me bit down the camera. All right. So you can kind of see a little bit. So right now I am making our energy balls. And this has, so I want to say there's nut butter. So if you have allergies, this is not for you. This is not a recipe. Even with swaps, I don't think this is something you can eat. So I wouldn't recommend it, but it is really good. I use nuts in the nut butter that I can actually use. I have allergies as well, so caution on that. But this has peanut butter, pumpkin seed because fall, uh, pecans, what else? Chocolate bites, and I want to say that's it. Now you can add in some, I don't know, you can add in some flaxseed. I mean, there's so many things that you can add into here. So I pre-made this. It has some maple in it as well. You can do honey. There's so many ways to make these energy balls. They're very flexible. So I would make them the way you want. I think Brie likes to add in cranberries sometimes. And that's really good. I think if you add in the cranberries, it gives, most of the cranberries have like sugar added now, so that gives it a little extra pizzazz, and that's kind of falls in line with fall, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to be making these, and I'm also going to be making our apple crisp. So I have a few little crisp. So I've made these I've been prepping before we got on here. And these are supposed to turn out as chips. So I'm working on that right now. We'll see how they come out, you guys. You have to tune in. Maybe meet us on Instagram after. These two take a little while because the energy balls have to be cooled down and the apple crisp are going in the oven. So with these apple crisp, I just, cored out the apple, and then I have a slicer. I think that's the easiest route to go. And you just kind of like, hold on, let me get it down a little bit. You just kind of swipe it, and it comes out as like a little apple crisp. Has like little
That looks
whole,
amazing.
yeah. It's really easy unless you like cutting. And then I have some cinnamon that I added. Well, you don't have to add sugar. So I didn't add sugar per se. I use stevia and monk fruit. And I want to say I use the Whole Earth brand because it's kind of like granular like sugar. So I'll top these apples with the cinnamon sugar mix and plop them in the oven, and we'll see how they come out.
I love that. And I really want to like highlight some of the stuff that you said because you mentioned allergies. So
Yes.
that was, that's huge. And I think that's definitely a reason to swap. So that's a benefit of swapping is that you can create snacks that can help with allergies or sensitivities. So, a lot of, let's say if we take just like a regular snack bar, some of them might have gluten in them. Well, if you've got celiac or you have a gluten allergy, then you can swap it out for oats or gluten-free oats, or other options that can be helpful in making sure that you're really taking care of your health in that way. So
Right.
that's a benefit of swapping. Another thing is you mentioned how I like to add in cranberries. So
Yeah.
you can add in
Cranberry queen.
Yes, exactly. And if you've seen the other episode, the last episode we talked about sweet or salty or both, and I'm a mix. I like sweet and salty snacks. So, having cranberry plus, salted nuts, it's great. And that's another way when you're adding in foods to add in benefits, right? Because you're adding in nutrients to a snack. Okay. So, allergies or sensitivities, adding in nutrients is another way that you can just really help your body stay on track. So those are some of the benefits of adding in swaps. Now, when we're talking about like some of our favorite foods, so let's say so you added the monk fruit on there, and stevia and like different sweeteners like that. I'm gonna probably go with straight sugar. I probably will. I mean, simply because
What?
y'all know I mentioned it earlier.
Guys, I'm trying with the sugar. I put sugar in it. I just love sugar.
It's
That's
okay.
my problem.
I do too. And I think around this time of the year is really like you're gonna see a lot of sugar in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because it's in a lot of comfort food, and it's easy to add into things to just enhance flavor, right? So sugar, salt, fat. Those are the main things that are going to add flavor to foods. So if we want to enjoy our faves, okay, so let's say you do add the sugar to the apple crisp, or you add in something else, or maybe you don't swap it out completely, or maybe you just swap certain ingredients. So I know we got chocolate chips, we got different things, so there are some things that, we want, that we want to swap out, some things that we don't want to swap out. Okay. So what are, some of the other options, I guess, that maybe we've pointed out, or something else that you might have over there that might be a swap that we could utilize?
Oh man. Shoot, I don't even know. I'm trying to think. I guess you could swap out like, well, I mean, the apples are cool. I'm trying to think of anything else. Obviously, the energy bites you can swap out. There's a million different ingredients you can swap out there. Apples, I obviously mine's is always centered around allergies. So, I mean, if I was allergic to apples, you could swap out for what? A pear, you could swap out for, you know, I don't know, mangoes. Mangoes are really good. You can dehydrate them or, certain things. You can always try different fruits or something that pertains to you that you enjoy. And I think that's the best route to go, especially when you're making these two snacks. Just find what you like and then figure out what can be used to bind those.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I totally agree. Those are awesome, like just suggestions of things that you could swap out. Now, let's say we don't want to swap. We don't swap. Let's say we don't swap and we just keep the foods that we want to eat. Like, so I'm gonna give y'all some tips, okay? While Steph continues to like make our snacks over there because everything looks so good and I literally can like imagine the smell right now. I just can't. So
It smells really good.
let's say
Let
you
me
don't want
throw
to
it in your
make,
face.
I know, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, let's say you don't want to swap things out, okay? So what if we want to enjoy our favorites, right? So insert mindful eating, okay? The quickest nutshell version of mindful eating, if you're not familiar with this term, is basically the application of mindfulness to our eating principles, okay? So being present in the moment and appreciating the food that we are eating and the joy that it brings us, okay? So literally enjoying it, enjoying the taste, the flavor, being mindful. Don't even, I can't even deal. She's eating the snacks in front of me, y'all. Y'all see how she does? Oh my gosh. We're sisters first before business partners. So just know that. Okay. Oh my goodness. I
Don't mind
cannot. So
me.
petty. Petty Patty over there.
Always,
So,
always.
so when it comes to mindful eating, okay, so if there's foods that you really, really love, I'm going to give you guys a few principles that you can apply that are associated with mindful eating, okay? And enjoying the foods that you love, or even enjoying swaps, because sometimes, if you checked out the last episode, sometimes we can do too much snacking or get a little crazy if we're eating mindlessly. So here's some tips. Number one, check in first with your hunger and your emotions. Okay. So, number one, check in with your emotions and your hunger first, because if you are overly emotional or you haven't eaten all day or something like that, you better believe you're going to dive into those snacks with no bars held. Okay. You're going to, you
1000%.
go crazy. And that's
Emotional
everybody.
eaters.
Yeah, I mean, it's a natural thing. We're humans, right? We have
Yeah.
emotions, and even those of us who may be really educated in the field, like myself, like I literally have a master's in nutrition, and there are times where I emotionally eat, and that's just an honest, transparent answer. So you want to make sure you're checking in first and foremost. Number two, when it comes to mindful eating and snacking, regardless of what the snack is, make sure you're aware of the portion size that you're having. Okay, so get a portion, get a serving of whatever your favorite food is. This is something that I recommend to a lot of my clients. Get a serving of whatever your favorite food is and be aware of it. Okay, be aware of what you're eating. So, a lot of research talks about packaging, different size snacks, and how that really plays a role in your fullness and how full you feel whenever you're done eating. So being aware of the portions is huge. Um, and the last tip when it comes to mindful eating and snacking, be present and aware of your hunger, fullness, and satisfaction cues. So this is a really big one because, you're going to all the smells that are probably flowing in Steph's kitchen right now, like all of those things are going to incite some sort of hunger, right? It's
Yeah.
going to make you feel like, okay, I want to eat this, I want to really enjoy this. Okay, well, what happens when you actually dive in, right? So, like, when all the snacks are done, they're laid out, ready to go, prepared, you know, what happens, right? So, this is the prime time to make sure you're checking in with your hunger cues. Are you hungry? Do you
Yeah.
need to eat a meal before you dive into this snack? Like, have you had breakfast? Have you, whatever time of the day it is for you, check in with that. When you do start eating the snack, sit down, be mindful, be present, put the phones down, put the computers away, turn the TV off, so that you're not distracted while you're snacking. That's something that we touched on in the last episode. So definitely check that
Mhm.
out. And lastly, are you satisfied? Do you have some sort of satisfaction, gratification coming from the food that you're eating? Are you enjoying it? Okay. So and that I think enjoyment sometimes is a reason to not swap if you don't want to. Is if you really are married to the type of food that you want to eat, then don't swap it. But if you're not, then you can swap it. So I don't know, Steph, did any of these resonate with you in regard to just like mindful eating in our snacks?
Yeah, 1000%. I am really big with like emotionally eating. Like if something's going on, if I'm stressed, like I really would like to just have a glass of wine and a piece of cake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't
Yeah.
like, I'm not like, oh, maybe I should have this piece. No, like I want the whole slice of cake and probably half the bottle of wine. Like that's just how I am. And then like just making sure that when I am snacking, because obviously I will eat all the cheese, like I love it, like all the cheese, all the salami, like if you're just not thinking about it, especially if you made it and you have like people over and you're watching, a movie or something like that, you're not really thinking about exactly what you just ate, like you just ate the whole charcuterie board and didn't share it. So, you know what I mean? So
Stop.
I try to like be mindful about those two things.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think literally we can all resonate with that. We can all relate to that and being in those circumstances. So that's why I think those tips are really important. We'll be putting out a post at some point, probably, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, with some findings in regard to snacking and mindful eating that I think will be really helpful for you guys. So definitely check in with that. So to sum it all up, while Steph is finishing up in the kitchen, like I want to drop a few nuggets of some things to remember, okay? When it comes to just like eating, snacking, and our presentation today. So first and foremost, it is optional to swap your snack. It's up to you. If you're not married to the snack that you're craving, you can swap it. If you've got allergies, you can swap it. If you want to just get more nutrients in, you can swap it, but it's up to you. You don't have to. Number two, swaps can be helpful. Like I said, if you do have allergies or if you, have sensitivities or whatever, that can be really helpful, or you have a specific goal that you're trying to reach. And then third, you can enjoy your favorites using mindful eating. Okay. So check in, be aware of your portion sizes, and be present and aware of cues. Okay. So that's really, really, really important. Um, so if y'all have any questions, definitely let us know. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter because we have one for performance and one for wellness. You just need to go to the link that we have. We'll drop it here, but text Power News to the number 22828, and that'll get you signed up for our newsletter because we're always sharing tips in there like we're sharing today. But before we go, what are some of your non-healthy, non-negotiable snacks? Y'all know what mine is. I said it earlier, Reese's peanut butter
Yes.
cups. So, Steph, what's yours?
I'm trying to think, what are my I have so many, I feel. Um, I think wine is one. I don't even know how you would even swap out wine, but I'm sure people will find a way. I doesn't really matter to me. Um, that's probably one. I will say I've been trying out different like sugar-free, health conscious candy. Um, it's cool, but I just feel like as long as I don't have it in my place, then I'm okay. If it's here, then I'm like, I probably shouldn't. And I won't eat it if it's here, but I can go get a bag of candy and then I'll be fine. I just rather not swap that out. Like, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
get a bag of Skittles, and that's it.
non-negotiable. I
It's
get
not
it.
negotiable. The berry kind, to be exact, and the gummies, because
Hey,
they're bomb.
that's
Shout out to
okay.
Bryce.
Oh my gosh, he probably has some candy. I found some Sour Patch in the drawer the other
See?
day. So yeah, that's my husband, y'all. If y'all don't know, my husband is Bryce, and he is a candy connoisseur. So that's what we know him as. But well, thank y'all so much for joining us today.
Yes.
Definitely, if you want to see the final products of what Steph is making, join us on Instagram because we're going live there next. But definitely join us there. Sign up for the newsletter. Check out the blog that Francine wrote on top 4 tips for fall snacks. It's a really really good one. And then stay tuned for some other stuff that we have coming up here soon. I know we have a group program that we might be releasing soon, so keep your eyes and ears
Yes.
peeled
Exciting.
for that. But thank y'all so much for joining us live with Biscuit
Yes.
and Gravy in the morning.
Woo woo. We got our energy balls, y'all. All right, y'all. We
Yum.
got to get on Instagram. We're
Bye.
out.